What is up, guys and gals and guys? Space Unicorn here, bringing you some hot frag action today. We're going to be talking about the 12 major changes that came to character roles in Frag Pro Shooter. We're going to talk about which ones we like, which ones we don't like, and which 5 character changes are the best. We're going to talk about that here momentarily. But first, we need to get in and discuss what changed and why it is important. Here we go. The first change is Rick Rock, who went from an attack card to a center card. Why is this important for this character? Well, very simply, Rick Rock is too squishy to be an effective attack card with too hard of a primary fire to track. Now, with him being moved to a center card, he's going to play more middle of the map where he's going to get the most value out of his massive stun radius, which does have viable play options. Good change, not top 5, but good. Next up, we have Victor Von Doom. Victor Von Doom ran from a defense to a center card. This is a huge change, as it is going to allow him to use his character respawn ability and cover the entire map. So now you can cheat death with just his AI. Big change for Von Doom. Avalanche is another character that got changed. He went from attack to defense. This change really doesn't make a ton of sense to me, as this card's kind of going to do the exact same thing he does normally, and now he's just going to do it on your side of the field. Honestly, this card was one of the worst ones that they changed roles on. But hey, it's an attempt. I appreciate the attempt. Let's move on to the next character. Alright, now we're going to Scout Nutty, who was a center card and is now a defensive card. I think defense is a better role, but the real problem with this card is not his role, it's the way his damage is delivered. Honestly, this is the right spot for this card, but they need to work on his primary fire and ultimate ability delivery. Very, very important to balance this card out. Let's go on to the next one. Next change is Inferno, camp card to center card. This is a good change. It'll allow him to use his ultimate ability more effectively on cards that are coming across the field and not just already on his side. Good change here. Next up, we have Mr. Tiger. He went from being a wild card to a camp card. Honestly, this is kind of more suiting to his playstyle, especially whenever you play around the ultimate ability bombardments that he does do. This will allow him to stay safer longer and allow him to inflict more consistent damage on your opponent. This is a very good role change on his part. Now they just have to balance out his primary fire. Next up, we have Frankenstein. This particular card went from being a camp card to a center card. Honestly, this is a pretty good change. This will allow this card to maneuver the field better and inflict the damage that he needs to before the cards are on top of him, inflicting the damage on him. Honestly, I'd rather have him floating around the middle of the map, that he's a walking Tesla turret, than just sitting in the backfield. Honestly, I like this change. Next, we're going into the top 5. Coming in at number 5, we have the JB change from camp to wild. This is huge, as this card has always been able to inflict damage, and now he's going to be able to do it more readily in the arena. Huge change for JB. Coming in at number 4, we have Cleo. Cleo's defense to wild change is huge, as this card has always had ridiculous mobility, and now she's going to truly be able to use that to pester defenses on their side of the field. Also, her respawn is not going to be 50 million meters away from where she is most effective. Great change for Cleo. Coming in at number 3, we have Lord VR, who goes from an attack card to a wild card. Honestly, this is kind of a nerfing role change a little bit for him, as it's going to put the card a little further out of position than he normally was whenever character people would switch, grab the shield, then grab the transformation. This is going to help to delay that slightly. Honestly, it doesn't fix how strong this card is, but I do think this role is more fitting for Lord VR. That is number 3. Let's go to number 2. At number 2, we have Scrapper, who went from being a camp card to a defense card. This is excellent, as he is very capable of dishing out good amounts of damage and an ultimate ability that puts him on top of towers. This card is very good in this role, and this is the role he should have been originally in the game of Frag. Great change. How about number 1? At number 1, we have Duncan, who went from being a camp card to an attack card. This is the role this card was meant to be originally. This card does ridiculous damage, and now we're going to see him played quite a bit because of the way his damage is delivered, because of how effective it is against cards and towers. This is an excellent role change, and the best one out of all 12 changes from Frag. Let's get into a match. Let's talk about why these changes are important and what's next. Alrighty guys, so we're hopping into a match with the 5 cards I think were the 5 best changes. Why are role changes important for characters? This can take cards from being completely out of playability into being playable. This may not solve a lot of the balancing issues that are on these characters, but it does help to reduce them to a more negligible or manageable amount. Role changes are an easy fix that can have very big results for dev teams, so I like this play. While I do not agree with all of the changes that they made, I do think this is a step in the right direction, and I think there's several characters they got really right. I think the 5 best role changes were the 5 that I listed: JB, Scrapper, Duncan, Lord VR, and Cleo. I think those are all excellent changes, and I'd like to see more changes like this in the future, as there's several other cards who I believe are out of tune with their current roles. Great job by the devs on this part, a great attempt. Even though not all cards are perfect, this was well done. I'd like to know what you guys think are the best character changes or role changes thus far in Frag. Let me know what you guys would like to see next in a future video. I'm going to finish up this match for you guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and go follow all the other social medias for the latest updates. Thank you everybody for coming. Stay safe, and I will see you Legends next time. Bye-bye.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah, in this life I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong.